Yes, so what I was saying was, he's saying he doesn't even want to take the word liberation, even doesn't want to pronounce. But one may ask, why you don't want Kaivalya or liberation? He says there is no experience of nectar, a beverage of your lotus feet. Na yatra yushmat charanambujasvaha. Okay, so where this nectar is available? It is there in the hearts of the Mahat. Mahan, Mahantar Antar Hridayan. But what is problem is the nectar is so overwhelming that it goes on increasing in their hearts. So what happens? It comes out of their mouth. Antar Hridayan Mukhachuto. So what I want then? Vidhatsva Karna Ayutam Eshamevara. So Ayutam Karna Vidhatsva. Please give me millions of years. 1 million years, basically. And that is what benediction I want. Because Lord tells him that, please ask for benediction. I am very pleased with your qualities. I am generally and get controlled by your quality. I am not generally controlled by people who just do sacrifices and yoga and all. I remain neutral for them. But for a person like you, I am controlled by your qualities. Please ask for any benediction. So this is his desire. So here the meaning is he wants to hear the glories of Lord all over universe wherever it is happening. He wants to hear, go and hear that. So give me millions of years because they are unlimited talks about the Lord's qualities. I cannot give up even one among all the topics being sung anywhere by anyone about any subject concerning the Lord. Out of great greed, I desired infinite number of years. So actually, many times our goal of life is what is Kirtaniya Sada Hari. And of course, love of God is the symptom of that. However, when we say Kirtaniya Sada Hari, that means, so this is Prabhupada Gaur Govind Maharaj understanding. This time I went to Vyas Puja and I was hearing that. He said Kirtaniya Sada Hari means the person who is disciple is always hearing. And he is hearing his Guru's words and Guru Parampara's words. And that's what he speaks. And he speaks also and he also hears. Right? So this is meaning of Kirtaniya Sadahari. So here he is showing that always I want to hear from this Mahat. And not just one Mahat. Everywhere in the world, wherever some Mahat is speaking, I want to hear all of that. Just like Radhashyam says that I want to hear all the Bhagavatam classes all over ISKCON. Like that Prithu Maharaj is saying, he says. Now give me that many years, all Bhagavatam class simultaneously, I want to hear. So actually that is the potency of, so this nectar is Srimad Bhagavatam. Because it is coming from the lotus mouth of Shukdev Goswami. And it is further becoming sweeter by commentaries of previous acharyas, and the greatest witness is given to us by Srila Prabhupada. So this is the nectar which is made available by Srila Prabhupada for all of us. So that is our fortune that we are discussing this Bhagavatam, which is the nectar of the lotus feet of Lord. So whichever canto we are discussing, it is all that one. What is that? Rup Goswami prays, na? Rup Goswami or Sanatan Goswami. There is, but every word there is nectar, like that he says. So why? Because they are experiencing that, and that is there. The potency is there in this Bhagavatam. So Madeka Bandho Matsangi Madguru Madmahan, like that he says. That let me always manifest, let Bhagavatam always manifest in my heart and my mouth. So that is the glory of what we are discussing. So let us go further. Yes, so text 4. Yeah, text 4. So yesterday we discussed the forgiveness is the quality of those who are advancing in spiritual knowledge. Those who are advanced in transcendental consciousness, Krishna consciousness, are never envious And neither of the person, neither of the activity, nor of the activities of soul. Right? So because everything is under Swabhavastu Pravartati. So one is able to see how the world is working, how the modes are working. So he doesn't become envious of anyone. But he can respect everyone. So text 4. पुरुषा यदि मुह्यन्ति त्वादृशः देवमायया शम एव परं जातु दीर्घया वृद्धसेवया. Yes, now someone can read. Who maybe Sachin Bro, can you read?
If if a personality like you, who are so much advanced because of executing the instructions of the previous acharyas, is carried away by the influence of my material energy, then all your advancement may be considered simply a waste of time.
Yeah. Nice. Generally, you are in some factory or something, no, bro? Today you are in outside the building. Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes, yes. Please.
Yes, yes. Very good.
Outside the building, at home.
Yeah. At home. Yeah. Nice, peaceful atmosphere is there, I think. Very good. Thank you. So now he is telling, my dear Prithu Maharaj, you have been serving the great souls for a long time. Dirghaya Vriddha Sevaya. So you are not expected to be affected by material energy. And if you get affected by it, yadi, then all your advancement is shama eva hi kevala. Right? So that is the whole point he is saying here. So you are not, maybe Indra may get affected, but you should not get affected by that. You are superior in devotion. You should forgive. And if you cannot forgive, if you get affected by the competitive spirit of those who are envious like Indra, then your advancement also has become nil. So what is the difference? Like Srila Prabhupada telling Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Paramahansa, that he said, I was thinking that racism is there outside ISKCON, it is there within ISKCON also. People see me. He said they are seeing, but if you are also seeing them like that, then what is the difference between these two? Right? So that is the difference actually, that the advanced personality is expected to behave in a different way, in a non-envious way, in a forgiving way, in a non-competitive way, non-fruitive way. This is what he said. Otherwise, what is use of all your advancement? So that's what he's saying. And here the main point is Dirghaya Vriddha Sevaya. So when here it said Vriddha Seva means elderly, serving elders. So this elder means not just by age, but elder by realization, elder by knowledge. Elder can be in many aspects, but essentially by devotion, realization, knowledge, age. There are 8 factors, but these are important factors. So Prabhupada is not keeping any confusion. He is directly putting Vriddha means Acharya. No confusion. This is practical Prabhupada. Which elder we have to follow? No, Acharyas. Previous Acharya. So that's why recently I went to, no, I was telling that Prabhuji Aldar Swami Maharaj's Vyas Puja. So he has given some nice writings too. So some of our brahmachari friends are there. So just three words are there. So I don't fully remember now, or let me see if I have written. So in that there is this statement is there. Pleasing previous acharyas. Especially for brahmacharis. That should be the meant. Secondly, cultivating loving guru disciple relationship. Such a profound words which should be held in our heart. So same thing Prabhupada is saying. Vriddha Sevaya. So when we say acharyas, so that makes us free from the guru groupism. This is a big problem in ISKCON. Guru groupism and the personality cult. Okay, I respect my Guru. But why we respect our Guru? Because Guru is connected to previous acharyas, right? We connected to Prabhupada, Prabhupada is connected to previous acharya. So that's how we respect Guru Varga. So our father, we have special relation, no doubt. But what about uncles and the grandfathers and great grandfather? That affection has to be there. It is not one way. So our respect and our reverence, our services should be going through father to the parampara. That's what is the point. So that's how Prabhupada is saying executing instruction of previous acharyas. He is not even saying one acharya. Hmm? Sometimes some devotees say Srila Prabhupada is the founder acharya, and there is no doubt about that. But we cannot cut Prabhupada from the previous acharyas because Prabhupada is representing them. We cannot say Prabhupada is saying this and previous acharya says something else. So we don't follow that. That is offensive. We have to understand how to reconcile the parampara and accept the whole mercy of parampara. That is Vriddha Seva. Previous acharyas. Because Prabhupada is breathing that. Prabhupada has received the entire mercy of previous acharyas in Jaladuta. Right? Not just his Guru's mercy. Through Guru, one gets access to entire parampara. Right? And I remember Maharaj was asking some different devotees. So many devotees get attracted to some acharyas also. Right? So that is the power of our parampara. And we have to always strive for that. So that should be the consciousness. So Prutu Maharaj may say that okay, identification with body arises from illusion, which is created by Lord's Maya. Right? Like that he is saying. Then Lord is saying, Are, okay, that is correct, but you should not be affected by Maya because you are realized. So your realization has come and it has made you remove from Maya by service to elders. If person are bewildered, their endeavors are useless. Right? So the wise know that this body has arisen by action out of desire through ignorance. So avidya kama karma bhi. So this is there in the next verse. So all your advancement may be considered simply waste of time. Right? And this is very equivalent to dharmasvanusthitah pumsam vishvaksena katha suyaha na yad padayet yadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. So if we are doing our duties very nicely, but if it is not leading to developing the taste for the holy name and holy fame of the Lord, holy services of the Lord, then everything we do is useless waste of time. That's what. So perfect knowledge is acquired from the acharyas or liberated souls. Means some other knowledge can be acquired from others. Perfect knowledge, liberated soul. Because they are all speaking the same thing. No difference. No one can be perfect in knowledge without being trained by the parampara system. Amazing. Parampara system is saying. And what is that system? Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. And that constitutes parampara. No one can be perfect in knowledge. And he should be trained by parampara system. So training means training in consciousness. And training is consciousness happens by Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Not just personality cultivation. So that is the very amazing statement Prabhupada is making. Vriddha Sevaya is very significant, right? The Sevaya means by service. Prithu Maharaj was completely trained in that line. Therefore, he did not deserve to be considered an ordinary man. Ordinary man who is only conception of bodily existence is always bewildered by the modes of nature. And he acts by the swabhava. Right? But person like Prithu or advanced devotee should not do that. So that is the case. And actually, like Prabhupada was so humble that he was saying that I may not be perfect, but what I am speaking is perfect because I am trying to repeat the words of Parampara and my Guru. So that was his consciousness. He was just acting as instrument all throughout. Never took any credit for whatever he has done, miraculous things, because he was serving parampara. That's all, executing orders of them. अतः कायमिमं विद्वन् अविद्या कामकर्मभिः आरब्ध इव नैवास्मिन् प्रतिबुद्धोऽनुषज्यते. Yes, bro. Yes,
Those those who are in full knowledge of the bodily conception of life, who know that this body is composed of nescience, desires and activities resulting from illusion, do not become addicted to the body.
yeah. So see, so such person who is bewildered, how he is conducted in his life, avidya, kama, karma. So this is a very deep, uh, realized words, and these are words also come at when any other place. Anyone remembers where this comes? Avidya, kama, karma, vihi. Anyone remembers the great prayers of the most intelligent woman? It comes, why Krishna appears. Yes, Prabhu.
Maharani's prayers, bro.
Yes, you remember that verse or meaning of the verse?
Series of 26 prayers I there, but I don't.
Correct. So she uses exactly the same thing. Why Krishna appears? Bhavesmin klishyamananam avidya kama karmabhi shravana smarana arhani karishyaniti kechana. So Lord appears to give us the object of discussion. Shravana smarana arhana. He doesn't appear because Brahmaji prayed. He doesn't appear because Devaki Vasudev did austerities. Some people say that, like that she says. But this is the main reason for the sadhaka bhaktas, like all of us. That Lord comes to give object of discussion. And why he comes? Because he is compassionate to the distress of the people in the age of Kali. Bhavesmin klishyamana, in the material world. Klishyaman. Why they become Klishyaman? Because of three reasons. So the entire philosophy of suffering is given in three words. Avidya, so ignorance. That leads to material desires. Avidya, kama. And material desires leads to material actions. Karma. And material actions leads to bondage, which is another name of klesh. That's what he is saying. Anyone who is like that. So when we hear Harikatha, then our bodily consciousness goes ahead. Arabdha iti naivasmin pratibuddho anusachyate. So anyone who is awakened, pratibuddha means awakened, one who knows, he certainly doesn't become attached to these things. He may do his duty, but he doesn't become attached to it. So that's what is the next verse actually. Next verses he will say, you have to do your duty. You cannot give up and go to, like Arjuna wanted to go, leave his duty and go to forest for begging. No, you have to do your duty. But you have to remain unattached. Anusajjati. Na anusajjati. Na aiva asmin pratibuddho anusajjati. So he doesn't become attached or addicted to it. So that's what he's saying. So our body has two types of activities because we are in the body. So one is bodily conception, that is bhukti. And when bhukti creates frustration, then person wants mukti. Right? Attaining elevation, or he wants swarga. Desires. So try to satisfy desire arise from illusory body or higher planets. And third is, that is also an illusion, right? So this is second level of illusion. The third level is philanthropic activities, material activities performed for political emancipation, and social and humanitarian activities performed with the idea of the people of the world will be happy are also illusory because of the basic principle is the bodily conception. So this is the Acharya who can write like this. That even the humanitarian activities performed with the idea to help the people of the world, that is also illusory because it is same bodily conception only. Like Prabhupada says that saving the dress of a drowning man is useless. It's not proper compassion. That is also illusion. Whatever we desire or perform under bodily conception is illusion. So it can be anything. It can be, in Prabhupada's language, it is concentrated sense gratification or it is extended sense gratification. So I serve my family, my nation, my community, my samaj, my country because I am born here, right? Why not other country? Because I have born here. But no, person on spiritual or devotional platform, he serves everyone. So, in other words, Lord Vishnu told Prithu Maharaj, although the sacrificial performances set an example for ordinary people, there was no need for such sacrificial performance as far as his personal self was concerned. So, see, this is the difference. The leader has two lives. One is to set an example, other is his personal life. And he has to have proper, clear understanding of how to do both of them. So Lord Ram is showing very clearly. So many Yudhishthir Maharaj and everything. So they always put the Raja Dharma over that other dharmas, right? But in personality for you, there is no need. Why you are getting so much of this thing? You become transcendental. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunda Bhavarjuna. So that's how Prabhupada is telling. And he gives example of Arjuna also. Arjuna was advised to transcend the Vedic activities. You fight not because of your duty, you fight because I am telling you to fight. Surrender. So, activity is same, but consciousness is different. So, like that, Prabhupada is saying. Text 6. Asamsaktah shariresmin amunopalite grihe apatyadravine vapi kah koryan mamatam buddha. Yes, Prabhu.
How can how can a highly learned person who has absolutely no affinity for the bodily conception of life be affected by the bodily conception in regard to house, children, wealth, and similar other bodily productions?
Yeah. So it is rhetoric question. How it can happen to you? You are wise. You are unattached to body. How you have these things? Right? So that's how he is saying. Those who are elevated above material condition are not at all interested in Vedic performances. Rather, they are interested in higher duties of transcendental loving service of God. So that is what is he's saying. Text 7. एकः शुद्धः स्वयं ज्योतिर्निर्गुणोऽसौ गुणाश्रयः सर्वगुणानावृतः साक्षी निरात्मानात्मनः परः. Yes, Prabhu.
The individual soul is one, pure, self-effulgent, and though devoid of material qualities, the reservoir of all good qualities, all pervading, not covered by matter, that witness of all activities is completely distinct from other living entities and transcendental to all embodied souls.
Yeah. So from verse 7 to 11, he is speaking about the transcendentalists like Gyanis or yogis who are focused on Atmagyan. Right? So he is going to speak bhakti from text number 12. 12, 30, and 13, 14, 15, 16 are the instructions. So this is the path of Atmagyan, like Bhagavad Gita, first 6 chapter and last 6 chapter. So path of Atmagyan begins with Nishkam Karma Yoga and grows to Jnana Yoga. Right? So that kind of thing. So Atma Sakshatkar also cannot happen without the mercy of Paramatma. Right? So this verse is defining Paramatma. Who is Paramatma? So see, there are very much qualities are similar of Paramatma and Atma, except few of them. That's why you see Prabhupada is saying the individual soul is one. So, Ekaha, Shuddhaha, Swayam Jyotihi, Nirgunaha. So, he's self-effulgent. Nirgunaha, he is transcendental without any material qualification. Asau Gunashrayaha. He is the, so Guna Ashraya is the reservoir of good qualities, Prabhupada is saying. And Sarvagaha, he is able to go everywhere. He is not covered by matter. Anabrita. Sakshi, he is witness. Niratma, without another self. Atma, Atmanaha, the body and the mind is transcendental to body and mind. So that's how Prabhupada is translating as individual soul. But if you see, Srila Vishwanath Thakur is saying this is all about Paramatma. So there is all qualities are same, right? Except the meaning will be little different of Guna Ashraya. So witness of all things. So a liberated soul is witness of his activities, not all activities. Like Kshetrabdam Chapi Mam Vidhi Sarva Kshetreshu Bharat. So that is one difference. And independence. So he is independent for everything. Right? But whereas the Jiva is transcendent from his body and his mind, not other things. So that is the difference. So I'm just clarifying what is being spoken here. And all the qualities different between. So Prabhupada quotes, see, this is the beauty of Prabhupada. So Prabhupada takes the translation of Sridhar Swami and then in purport he gives Vishwanath Chakravarti. So you can see that Prabhupada is saying that one, right? So according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in this verse, Vishnu is describing himself or Paramatma, and Paramatma is always distinguished from embodied soul as well as the material world. So Atma, Paramatma, Bhed. So all this thing is there. So he is Eka means what? Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. So that one is maintaining everyone else. Right? So that's how Prabhupada explains in both ways. Right? So that is what is so. So Gunashrita means what? Person, the living entity is Gunashrit, but personality of Godhead is Gunashra. So he's shelter of all three gunas. Like Krishna says, no? Tribhir Gunamair Bhavir Ebhi Sarvamidam Jagat. Mohitam Nabhiyanati Mamebhyam Paramabhyam. So these three modes affect every living entity in all states of existences, but I am not affected by that. What is that? Echaiva satvika bhava rajasas tamasasche matta eveti tan vidhi natvam teshu temai. So they are energized by me. They are dependent on me. But I don't get affected by them. So that is Gunashray. He is Nirgun, but he controls material nature, which is full of good. So both of them, living entity and Lord, are spirit. They are one in quality but different in so many ways, especially in regard to six opulences. So Lord has full, living entity has partial. Full knowledge means that the Jivatma must know his position and the Supreme's position. That is full knowledge. Right? So MSC, matter, spirit, and controller of both. So that way Prabhupada is telling both Acharya's commentary together in verse, translation, and purpose. So 8th verse. Ya evam santatatmanam atmastham veda purushah najyate prakrutisthopi tadgunaisa maisthitah. Yes, till 10 you can read.
Although within the material nature, one who is thus situated in full knowledge of the Paramatma and Atma is never affected by the modes of material nature, for he is always situated in my transcendental living service.
Yeah. Prakrutisthopi, he is there in the material world, but Najyate is not affected by material. When one has situated in full knowledge of Atma and Parma. So that person, Atmastha, Veda Purusha. So that personality who is Atmastha is steady in his knowledge of Lord and himself. Sambandha Gyan, basically. Steadiness in Sambandha Gyan. And he knows Veda. So he's situated in knowledge, not just knowing, situated. So then he is not getting affected, even though he is in Prakriti. Why? By serving my lotus feet. Tat guna sa mayi sthitaha. He is situated in my loving service. So Prabhupada is giving the translation as if bhakti on, right? So, but this section is, so it can be seen both ways. So, and that's it. So Prabhupada here, because he see mayi sthita is bhakti, then he quotes Mam chayo avyavichare bhakti yogena sevata. Sagunan samatitetan brahma bhoyaya. So anyone who is engaged in avichari bhakti, tivra bhakti, pure bhakti, he will be transcendental to the modes. So to that degree, we are conscious of the instruction coming from transcendence of Guru Sadhu Shastra. That time we are beyond modes. As soon as we are not conscious of executing those instructions, we are under modes. That's what is the important thing. So those who are always connected to Lord, even though within the material world are not affected by material bodies. In this connection, Sarup Goswami, that famous verse he says, what is that? Iha yasya harer dasye karmana manasa gira. So one is consciously engaged in serving Lord through karmana activities, manasa in mind with intentions, gira in the words. Nikhilashvapi avasthasu jivan muktasa uchyate. He can be doing anything in this material world, in any state. He is considered Jivan Mukta. So that is what is Prabhupada is quoting Rupa Goswami here. So actually that's how our progress in. So we first start practicing, we associate with pure devotees. So we start practicing pure dressing, then we practicing pure activities by 4 legs and chanting Hare Krishna Sadhusam. Then we start speaking purely, thinking purely. That's how it should go within, from without. Right? So actually, since many of us have stopped or doing right activities, but right speech is the next level, and right pure thoughts is the highest level, of course, higher level. Highest level is pure feelings, actually. So that's the progress. So that's the thing which is mentioned here. So that's the path of Jivan Mukta through the 9 stages of bhakti. So text 9. Yah swadharmena mam nityam virashihi shraddhayanvitah bhajate shanakaistasya manorajan prasidati. Yes, Prabhu.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, continued, my dear King Prathu, when one situated in his occupational duty engages in my loving service without motive for material gain, he gradually becomes very satisfied within.
Yeah. So Prabhupada is giving devotional service. So here, see, devotional service here means karma yoga, nishkama karma yoga. Because what is used here, what is showing nishkama karma yoga? Swadharmena mam nityam. So there is swadharma, right? Swadharma is prescribed duty, occupational duty. And he worships me through that, with faith and devotion. So he is Shraddhayanvita. So he will attain transcendence and he will please me. And he will be satisfied. He gradually very satisfied within. So that's how, having realized above knowledge, one endeavors for Bhakti Mishra Gyan. So Dharmena. So that's how his progress. So here Prabhupada brings in that yes, if one works according to Varnashram Dharma, the system, and does not desire fruitful results, he gets satisfaction gradually. So that is what is the progress through Varnashram, right? But when we say Daiva Varnashram, that is not like this Varnashram, the gradual thing. Daiva Varnashram means the hearing and chanting is also prominent along with the occupational duty. So the Navra Bhakti is the prominence in his life. That is the difference between these two. So Prabhupada is quoting that verse from Vishnu Purana. No? Varnashrama acharata purushena pama Vishnur aradhyate pangsa na anyat tattosha. So that is traditional Varnashrama, which is now almost gone on. So here, this is Daiva Varnashrama. So Prabhupada says, Bhagavad Gita confirms this as the process of Karma Yoga. So see, Prabhupada is corroborating the same fact that this is Karma Yoga. In other words, we should act only for the satisfaction of service to the Lord. Otherwise, one will be entangled by resultant actions. So every one of us have to do occupational duty. But that has to be connected with the Supreme. Discharging one's occupational duty as a means of rendering devotional service to Godhead is the ultimate goal of life. So this is Bhagavata Sadharma or Bhagavat Varnashram. That it is for Haritosha, not for Atmatosha. That is Daiva Varnashram. So that is what. Everyone is situated in occupational duty, but the purpose of material occupation should not be material gain. So the Prabhupada is quoting those verses from first canto, second chapter. Right? Dharmasya hi apavargasya na artho arthaya apakalpa. Na dharmasya na arthasya dharma ekantasya kamo labhaya hi smrita. So dharma is not done for getting artha. And artha is not used for kama. That's what Prabhupada is saying. But dharma is done for attaining moksha with bhakti. Means that moksha, vimoksha. But of course, dharma will produce material gain, but material gain can be used as what kamasya labho jiveta yavan, not for material gain. So rather, everyone should offer results of his occupational activities. So this is a very important aspect of our occupations, whichever we are doing. So actually, sometimes we think that karma yoga is just offering results. Actually, it is not just offering results. Of course, offering result is a very important part of offering in karma yoga. But all throughout, one has to be conscious of that. So it is not just action, but it's action with knowledge. And when we say Daiva Varnashram, then it is proper Sambandha Gyan. So that is important. Otherwise, it is all mixture. Right? So that's what. Then he says about all the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So they should do their execute their duties to please the Godhead. In this material world, everyone is engaged in various professional and duties. So it should be Samchiddhir Haritoshanam. So this already I explained. Devotional service is very simple and anyone can adopt it. Right? So he can be any one of them. Should not be, there is no need to be envious of him. Let one remain what he is. He need only to install deity of Lord at his house. And just in this way, all of them can attain perfection. So there is no envy there. There is no competition in the sense of this is system of Varnashram. Prabhupada calls system of Varnashram to be society of non-envy. Regardless of one's occupational duty, one should adopt the devotional means of hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping. In this way, one can easily engage himself in service of Lord. When Lord is pleased with one's service, one's mission of life is fulfilled. So Prabhupada is emphasizing application of Varnashram system. Text 10. परित्यक्त गुणः सम्यक् दर्शनो विशदाशयः शान्तिं मे समवस्थानं ब्रह्म कैवल्यमश्नुते. This last verse.
When the When the heart is cleansed of all material contamination, the devotee's mind becomes broader and transparent, and he can see things equally. At that stage of life, there is peace, and one is situated equally with me as Sachidananda Vigraha 5.1.
Yeah. So that's what happens further. So he becomes purified and he attains Brahman. So that's how, as I said, that these verses are telling about the Jnana Yoga process which culminates in impersonal liberation. So Kaivalyam Ashnute. But it can be interpreted like Prabhupada has written as devotional service. Right? So that's why Shantim is there. Shantim me samavasthan. Right? So he attains that. So Prabhupada, as soon as word Kaivalya comes, Prabhupada will punch on the Mayavads. Right? Their conception of Kaivalya and Vaishnava Kaivalya is different. Right? So oneness is there, but that oneness doesn't describe the individuality of the soul. Bhagavad Gita is stating, when one is engaged in transcendental loving service of Lord, he is intimately situated on the transcendental platform of Kaivalya. Right? So Kaivalya, Vaishnava Kaivalya is different conception of Vaishnava Kaivalya. So he has no merging business. उदासीनमिवाध्यक्षं द्रव्यज्ञानक्रियात्मनां कूटस्थम् इममात्मानं यो वेदाप्नोति शोभनम्. Now someone else can read.
I can read, Prabhu, or someone else is
Yes.
reading?
Yes, Prabhu. You can read.
Bhajari Prabhu, you want to read?
Bhajari Prabhu? Yes, I think. Yes, Prabhu. Please read. Bhajari Prabhu.
Hare
Then-
Krishna, anyone
Yes.
who knows that this material body made of 5 gross elements, the sense organs, the working senses, and the mind is simply supervised by the fixed soul is eligible to be liberated from the material bondage.
Yeah. So he become realized Atma Jnani at the end. What is the vision of Atma Jnani? That is what is told here. This was describe how one can become liberated from bondage. So his vision is there, how he sees his body. So body is made up of gross matter, subtle matter, but soul is different. One should tolerate, one should not get affected. That's a practical process to attain stage of indifference is to execute devotional service. So Prabhupada is bringing the whole process to bhakti. Only one who constantly engages in devotional service 24 hours a day can be indifferent to action and reaction of external world. When man is absorbed in thought, particular thought, he does not hear or see any external activities, even though they are enacted in his presence. Right? So, this is the practical thing. Similarly, those who are fully absorbed in bhakti do not care what is going on with the external body. This is called samadhi. One who is actually situated in samadhi is understood to be first class yoga. So Prabhupada is going one step ahead of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu is telling about Atma Jnani. Prabhupada is taking ahead. Yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana. Shraddhavan bhajate yoma samay yukta tamamata. So devotee is the best yogi. So that's what Prabhupada is saying. So this point will come again. That time we will discuss that. So he has explained the process of karma yoga and going into jnana yoga and atma sakshatkar and vision. Now 12th verse is talking about bhakti. भिन्नस्य लिंगस्य गुणप्रवाहो द्रव्यक्रियाकारकचेतनात्मनः दृष्टासु सम्पत्सु विपत्सु सूरयो न विक्रियन्ते मयि बद्धसौहृदाः. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Lord Vishnu told King Prithu, my dear king, the constant change of this material world is due to interaction of the 3 material modes of nature, the 5 elements, the senses, the demigods who control the senses, as well as the mind, which is agitated by the spirit soul. All this taken together comprises body. Since the spirit soul is completely different from the combination of gross and subtle material elements, my devotee, who is connected with me in intense friendship and affection, being completely in knowledge, is never agitated by the material happiness and distress.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So here, the bhakti element is Mayi Baddha Saurudaha. So Baddha Sauruda is bound in friendship, like Prithu Maharaj. So you are bound in friendship. So na vikriyante. You should not become disturbed. Because you are Mayi Baddha Saurudaha. So we will be engaged in the material body and so many duties, but you are completely bound in devotion with me. So that is what is the verse here. So Lord Vishnu is speaking about bhakti or Prithu Maharaj devotion now. So here Prabhupada writes a brilliant purport by saying how a person can be absorbed while doing the duties of material world by taking responsibility. Because when, like, he's giving a nice example, like car is there. So businessman is using the car. So he supervises the car, he cleans the car, he feeds the fuel, he feeds the driver, and he takes servicing and all that thing. He is traveling in the car also. But what he is thinking while riding in the car, he is always thinking about his business, right? He has no connection with the car, although he's sitting there. As the businessman is always absorbed in thoughts of his business, vyavasayatmika buddhi, in one sense. So a living entity can be absorbed in the thoughts of rendering loving service to the Lord. Then it will be possible to remain separate from the activities of material body. This position of neutrality can be possible only for devotee. So he is there in the material world, using material objects in the material situations, but internally he is absorbed in serving the Lord. So he is neutrally dealing with matter. This is only possible for devotee. Baddha Saurudha. Mai Baddha Saurudha means that. So this is the way that our material life is not going to change. Our consciousness has to change. Right? So material world is going to become more and more difficult and distractive and deviation. Right? But we should be focused. So he is saying, question may be raised that if living entity has to act as superintendent of body, then how he can be indifferent? So same thing was asked actually by Rahugana to Jad Bharat. And just like there is, he gives analogy also that there is rice in a clay pot and milk is there, sweet rice, let us. So sorry, video is off. There is a sweet rice which is made. So when you heat the pot gets heated, the milk gets heated, and rice also gets heated. Right? So he is telling by this logic, when I have problem with my body, my mind gets affected and I get affected. But he says, no, Prabhu, you are speaking like learned man, but you are fool number one. You are thinking Atmavan Manyate Jagat. But liberated person doesn't work like that. So that is how they work in the material body, in the material world is this. They are internally bound by Lord's devotion. And in practice, they are bound by responsibility to serve Krishna in some way. So always they are thinking about that, executing that responsibility. Right? So there is a beautiful lecture by my Guru Maharaj on this. Absorbing mind by taking responsibility on this very verse. Because that is the way we can remain focused. And so Baddha Sauruda is particularly used here. So this is only for devotee, Baddha Sauruda. Others cannot be Baddha Sauruda. Because Karmi, Jnani, Yogi are Kami. Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakala Ashanta. So they cannot be Baddha Sauruda because they do not take shelter under the lotus feet of Lord. Right? So that is the problem. A devotee's position is always transcendental because his intimate relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, to remain always aloof from actions and reactions of the body and engage in one's real occupation, namely rendering devotional service of the Lord, can be possible only for devotees. So that way, Prabhupada is writing this nice purport. Going further, text 30. So, समः समानोत्तममध्यम माधमः सुखे च दुःखे च जितेन्द्रियाशः मयोपकृत्लाखिललोकसंयुतो विधत्स्ववीराखिललोकरक्षणम्. Yes, Prabhu, just a minute. Yeah, please it.
Hare Krishna. My
Yes.
dear heroic king, please keep yourself always equipoised and treat people equally, whether they are greater than you in intermediate stage or lower than you. Do not be disturbed by temporary distress or happiness. Fully control your mind and senses. In this transcendental position, try to execute your duty as a king in whatever condition of life you may be posted by my arrangement. For your only duty here is to give protection to the citizens of your kingdom.
Yeah. Vidhatsva Veera Akhila Loka Rakshanam. That is your main duty, to protect the citizen. How you do that? By all this, Jitendriya, Shaha, Samatva, equipoisedness and control of the mind and senses, and following the instructions given by me. You do your duty. So this is how. So now he is giving instructions. Since you are bound to me by affection, so you are Baddha Sauruda. And I want you to follow my instructions now. So you should follow my orders. So fourth verses are telling the orders now. These are personal things which Prithu Maharaj has to do. So 13th verse is the first order about protection of citizens. That should be the Raja Dharma for the king. So Prabhupada takes this one line and writes the entire most of the purport on this. And following the order of Lord coming through spiritual mastery. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chittati Kariyai. That's what Prabhupada is elaborating here in the purport, you can see. So one has to execute order of Vishnu, whether receiving directly from him or from bona fide representative, the Guru. So whatever Guru also instructs is the word of Lord. Right? And one has to execute that. So directly or indirectly. Right? We have to stick to the principle stated in Bhagavad Gita, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Every man's duty is to receive orders from Lord Krishna or from his bona fide representative and take these orders as his life and soul without personal considerations. So that's the essential principle of our practices. And here is very powerful line. Yeah, please read these yellow statements.
Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur states that one should not care very much whether he is going to be liberated or not, but he should simply execute the direct order received from the spiritual master. If one stick to the principles of abiding by the orders of spiritual master, he will always remain in a liberated position. So this is the secret.
Sorry. So secret is consciously trying to execute the order of spiritual master. One should not even think, "Arey, mera kya hoga? Will I go back to Godhead or not?" So that is the faith one has to develop and become actually in one sense blind follower with lot of faith. So one should not even worry whether I will go. So 2, 3 places Prabhupada writes this same statement that following order of Guru is concomitant to see Krishna face to face. Prabhupada says elsewhere. And that is the symptom of his being on the transcendental platform. Because we are holding the transcendence through the instruction coming from transcendence. So we become transcendental. At the moment we follow our own mind and senses, we leave the rope of transcendental, we come on metal rope. And it happens often, right? But that's the fact, that's the process. Yes, Prabhu, you are going to say something.
Yeah. No, bro. I think what you said, I also read it maybe second place, maybe in sixth canto somewhere. Similar statement Prabhupada said by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And I heard this at least 10 times from Hadra Maharaj, this statement.
Yeah.
So he was saying that, see, Prabhupada disciples, sometimes if you hear a class of third generation devotee with so many examples and analogies, it may be very nicely articulated. Prabhupada disciples classes sometimes may be very simple, but see the dedication and devotion. They don't think anything other than what Prabhupada told to them. And he said that is enough for them to get liberated.
Yeah, that's perfect. Because that's the perfection. And Prabhupada is so amazingly writing here. One should not care very much. Actually, why Prabhupada is writing repetitively? Because he is deeply inspired by this Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary on this verse. 2.41 Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandan. So this verse only Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes this. Actually he writes more actually than this. Whether I will leave or not leave, it's amazing purport actually. So I saw that purport. I'm just trying to, this is 2.41, right? So I'm just opening that. It's just amazing purport. 2.41. Yes. So here is the purport. Mama Guru Upadishtam Bhagavad Kirtana Smarana Charana Paricharana Adi Adikam Etadeva Mama Sadhanam. So whatever devotional service of Navada Bhakti instructed by my Guru is my only sadhana. Mama sadhanam etadema. Mama sadhyam etad mam eva. My sadhya is also that only. Mama Guru Upadishtam. Mama jivatuhu sadhana sadhya dashayo astya ashakyam etad eva. Me काम्यम एतदेव मे कार्यम एतद अन्यत्र मे कार्यम न अन्याभिलाषणीयम स्वप्नेपि अत्र सुखमस्तु दुःखम वा अस्तु संसारे नश्यतु वा न नश्यतु तत्र मम कापि न क्षातिरेव निश्चयात्मिका बुद्धिर एक तव भक्तावेव संभवेत. So this is what Prabhupada is translating. My samsara will be destroyed or not. I will be happy or unhappy. But I will never think anything else other than executing order of my Guru. Even in dreams, he says. So this is 2.47. Right? Elaborately. So that's what Prabhupada is briefly writing here. So here you can see. Let us see how Bhanu Maharaj has translated. This is the foundational principle of our life actually. That's why we are seeing. Yeah. So my sadhana is to serve the lotus feet of Lord, to remember and glorify Him as instructed by my Guru, not the way I want to do. Right? That is also my goal, sadhya. It is my life-sustaining medicine. For I cannot give up the sadhana and the sadhya. This is most desirable object. This is my duty and nothing else is my duty and nothing else is desired. Even in dreams, Can you imagine how much intense it is? No, it's like that song, no, Sri Rupa Manjiri Pada. Nothing else should be there. There may be happiness or sorrow. Samsara may be destroyed, may not be destroyed. That is not loss for me. Let there only be resolute intelligence fixed on pure bhakti. So that is what is the meaning given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, as quoted by Srila Prabhupada in this purport. And Prabhupada has breathed this, actually. Right? So that's what we are putting it here. Yes. So that's what now Prithu Maharaj is instructed by the Supreme Lord in the same way. You just follow my instructions. That's all. And you remain liberated like that. Right? So that's the way to be liberated in condition while living in conditioned love. Right? So that is the case. But for Varnashrama, it is a gradual progress. A common man. So devotee, common man. So Prabhupada is bringing out these differences here. And now he is writing about Baddha Sauruda, which was in previous verse. So that Baddha Sauruda is explained here. One can fully remain in intimate connection with Supreme Lord directly or received order from his bona fide representative, the spiritual master, and execute the order sincerely when one keeps aloof from the activities of body. So that indifference has to be cultivated. So Lord helps us by giving directions how to act. No dadami buddhi yogam. But he instructs us outwardly in form of Guru. That's why we have to have great reverence to Guru. And we should never envy Guru. So he's telling that one. Acharya mam vijaniyam na avamanyeta karich. So rest of the purport is that only explanation, 4, 5, 6 lines. That we should never be envious of Guru. This is very lower thing. Acharya mam is that kind of respect has to be given as good as the Lord. So there are 3 levels of progress in respecting the spiritual master. So Paramahansa Aldar Maharaj was only saying. First thing, we have to understand the devotion, the glory of devotion of our Guru. That is understanding him to be Param Vaishnava. This is the first level of respect. Second level of respect is as good as the Supreme Lord. That is the verse Yatha Devi Tatha Guru. What is that verse which says?
Yasya deve para bhakti yatha devi
Yatha Devi Tatha Guru. So that is the second level of respect. Just as we worship the Lord in Aarti, we should be able to worship him by our existence. So just as we worship Lord. And the highest level of respect is what? Sakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastra. So this is how we have to actually, the whole point is Maharaj says Guru Darshan and then Krishna Darshan. So there is no other way. Guru Darshan means understanding the glory of Guru, and it begins with not envying him, not seeing him to be an ordinary human being. That's hellish, right? Only then we will take instruction seriously, right? Otherwise, we will say, okay, let me evaluate what he is saying, how it is correct. So that's not going to help. So that is the whole thing. Now he is instructing further. Sheyah prajapalane me varadnyo yat samparaye sakatacham ashtamsham shashtamamsham atanyatha hrita punya prajana arakshita karaharumogamitti. Yes, Prabhu, please continue.
To give protection to the general mass of people who are citizens of the state is the prescribed occupational duty for a king. By acting in that way, the king in his next life shares 1/6 of the result of the pious activities of the citizen. But a king or executive head of the state who simply collects the taxes from the citizens but does not give them proper protection as a human being as a result of his own pious activities taken away by the citizens, and in exchange for its not giving protection, he becomes liable to punishment for the impious activities of his subjects.
Yeah. So this is the subtle principle which Prithu Maharaj is revealed by the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So, yat samparaye sakrutat shanshtham amsham. So, shashtham amsham means 1/6 of the pious activities done by the citizens are accepted by the king when king is doing his duty of protecting them. So when we are saying king, then it includes all other leaders like Guru na sasyat, Swajano na sasyat, Pita na sasyat, Janani na sasyat, Daivam na sasyat, na patishya sasyat. So it is like king, small kingdom is household life is also kingdom only. Right? Small praja is there. So protection means their piety will come to you. And if you don't protect, then two things will happen. Your piety will be taken by them and their sins will come to you. So this subtle principle of working and protection is not understood by current system. Srila Prabhupada says that very clearly here. So this is a very important principle. So Prabhupada is raising a question in the beginning. He is saying that okay, the head of state should do his duties, but still he should be indifferent and focus on spirituality. How can the head of state be indifferent to such activities? Because he has to do the responsibility. How he will be indifferent? The answer is in the word Shreya. Shreya Prajapalanameva Rajnam. So he protects the citizens for Shreyas. Then he will able to be indifferent and focused. So that's how then Prabhupada, how the king protects by proper occupations and engagements through Varnashrama. That is the whole purport. The next part of it. So he says Krishna is arranged Chaturvarna Maya substance. So he protects by proper. See, when person is properly engaged, then he will not be inclined to do wrong activities. But when he is not properly engaged, then he will want to do something wrong because there is no contentment only. So Varnashram has that speciality of the contentment in the activity itself. Not that he has to wait for the enjoying the results of the activity. So that's what is being said here. The Brahmana must do his duty properly, and other three also should do. Every one of them can achieve the highest perfection of life. Sve sve karmani aviratha samsiddhim lavatena. So Lord Vishnu is advised by Prithu, a king is not enjoined to give up his kingdom and go to forest. No, he can attain liberation while executing the kingship, royal duties. So by doing Shreyas for the citizen. So that's what Prabhupada is writing. And this 1/6 I told, so that also should be remembered. So Prabhupada is telling, a king's real duty is to see that citizens gradually become fully Krishna conscious. Not quickly become Krishna conscious, but gradually become fully Krishna conscious. Because quickly becoming Krishna consciousness is a very wrong perspective. It's a gradual process actually. Krishna consciousness means completely free from all sinful activities. As soon as there is complete eradication of sinful activities, there is a state. There will be no more war, no more pestilence, famine, and natural disturbances. So that was the case of Yudhishthir Maharaj. So now you may say, how it is possible? No, it is possible. In that community where this will be followed, there these things won't happen. Because we have to have such, Prabhupada wanted such thing to happen so that whole world can get an example and they will start coming to Krishna consciousness, seeing that. So king looks after the spiritual interest of citizen, he can leave taxes. He can take taxes and use for them. So this is what I said, that this is not just for king. Okay, Prabhu, I am not a king. No, no, no. This is applicable to everyone. Applied to parents and spiritual masters as well. Because that's the praja, that's the kingdom. Right? So everyone's center is a kingdom. That's the point for the renunciates or brahmacharis. And for grihasthas, the family is the kingdom. The principles are same. Right? So these subtle laws of nature are unknown to present leaders of society. So this is what is important. Since the leaders of society have a poor fund of knowledge and citizens in general are rogues and thieves, there cannot be auspicious situation. So that's why we have to bring back this system of Daiva Varnash. So spiritual master cannot direct the disciples to become free from sinful activities. He becomes responsible for their sinful acts. So that's how they actually once sometimes this is talk between my Guru Maharaj and Radhesham Point Gaurampur. They were there. So the initiations were being talked about. So when you are going to give initiations and all that. So Maharaj very clear, just ask them a question. So all of you are ready to take the 50% of karma of all of the people whom you are recommending? So this question was asked. And then both are looking at each other, Gaurampur, Radheshampur. So actually, it's not that just Guru. We put that yagya we do in what is that? In our initiation, yagya is done. So we put that black till and the banana and all our karma is gone. No, that is not the case. Anyone who is taking position of guide, anyone who is taking position of mentor, parent, they are all affected by the karma of their followers. That is the subtle principle. And that was asked by what I said. So that is very clear. Right? So anytime you do that, you are implicated in that. Right? So that's how it is such a responsible. It is not just increasing the numbers. It is taking responsibility of them. As my Guru Maharaj defines the counselor system, in my humble understanding, which is not fully applied the way he conceived it. He said that the person has to think about the engagement of person who cares for entire life and he doesn't want anything from him. That kind of disposition is there. Because the subtle laws affect and you see so many things happening, right? Big people have challenges. Why? Because if we just go on increasing numbers and showing, that's not the purpose. What they are doing, how we are training them in Guru Sadhu Shastra and practices, that is important. Because the reactions will come to us and our things will go to them. So that's the whole subtle law of nature. And that has to be clearly understood. Then the quality of our practice and the practices of those whom we care for, that will go. So at the Prabhupada is directly pointing. At the present moment, the whole world is full of such incompatible combination of state and citizens. And therefore, there is a constant tension, war, anxiety as an inevitable result of such social condition. So we have to change this social condition in Kali Yuga. That's what Prabhupada wanted us. But first we have to change within ourselves, within our society, then outside society. That's Prabhupada's vision. The text 50. Evam dijagra anu
Question.
mata.
Sorry.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, if in spite of our best endeavors, if the follower is not, doing and up to the mark, then what is the solution? Because then it will create a difficult situation, right? It may happen both ways, like we or our followers or ourselves with respect to our guru. If we are not up to the mark,
Yes.
so then will the karma continuously come?
Yes, bro, the principle is still there, surely. However, that let us say, just take a case that, I am trying to care for someone and then because of his past conditioning, he is dragged into the wrong activities. So I try to help him to the degree I can. And if I am unable to help, I seek help from my superiors and make him meet them, right? Or then it can go to Guru also, actually. Because we are also responsible, right? As you said correctly, even we are also trying, we are also patient and we are told to become doctor, right? Because our moment is preaching moment. But we should not be taken seriously the job of doctor. We are doctor in practice. The real doctor is Guru, who is perfected devotee, who is not struggling with any anartha or something like that. So because he has instructed, I am taking care of them on his behalf. So if I am trying to help, if I am unable to help, then I express confidentially the problem if I am facing or if my follower is facing without breaking the confidentiality. I try to tell him to talk to superiors or I facilitate that whole thing, so that the things go ahead. So this is the cultured way of doing it instead of um, the other way, which is generally, as we saw yesterday, that hiding, the insecurity is there in a person to to share his heart, to share his challenges. Right? The cracks are happening, but then no. So that's why we have to create such an atmosphere of hope, forgiveness, and enlightenment that people don't fear to reveal the heart. Right? And we can't fully digest when they open the heart. So we should open our heart to our Guru and superiors. So that way it works for all. So we have to keep on trying and refining. That's the way. Because
Thank you, Guru.
patient and doctor simultaneously is a dangerous thing. And we have to do it for pleasure of Guru and Prabhupada. Right? So we can try. And I'm just trying to share some theory. I am not much taking care of anyone that way. So, yes. Yes, Rishi Kumar Poof, you want to say something? You have raised your hand.
Yeah. So, two things I want to say. One is, I remember Gopal Krishna Maharaj's quote in this regard. The senior devotees and the counselors, they are not Shiksha Gurus. They are actually like a monitor in the class.
This is Srila Prabhupada only. See, Parapuja Gopal Krishna Maharaj is repeating Prabhupada. These are words of Prabhupada in Easy Journey to Other Planets.
Oh, is that so?
This word monitor and teacher. Guru is a teacher and counselor, mentor, all the people who are appointed are like monitors. Yeah. Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
And then in another lecture I heard, this was some devotee from temple. So Brahmachari devotee, very senior. So he was saying that someone who is in first standard, second standard, so he is to be monitored or mentored. So someone who is in fifth standard, sixth standard, teacher में से हो के तुम थोड़ा ध्यान रखो ये क्या कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा इसका प्रॉब्लम होगा तो तुम मदद भी करो और थोड़ा जितना तुमको पता है उतना उनको बताओ. But ultimately he is a student only. But maybe he's a small, better student because he has some experience of first standard, second standard. He can guide. But there are obviously many issues which are beyond his solutions also. And for that, they both will go to the teachers.
Exactly.
This example I like very much actually.
Exactly. That's the perfect example. And this is what Prabhupada gives. So this is how Parampujya Gopal Krishna Maharaj is breathing what Prabhupada is saying. He is breathing what Prabhupada is instructions, right? So yesterday only we had a discussion on the same topic that nowadays the Shiksha Guru word is very commonly used for anyone and everyone because we are not studying the books properly. That's what I will say. Because Guru means a very heavy thing. He is the perfected person, whether Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru. He is perfected devotee. So we can't use the word for anyone else. That's
Guru
why
is very casually used.
Yes.
I think we can use the word Margadarshak, Prashikshak, Mitra, Kiva. These are good words. Something.
Yes, That's the correct. That's why I'm saying, that's why I said that even the counselor system, sometimes it is misapplied by some people. That, I am a Shiksha Guru. Counselor is, sometimes counseling says, I have been told by my Shiksha Guru. Who is Shiksha Guru? Counselor. Are counselor is not Shiksha Guru. In terms of the principle, right? So he is a monitor. So this monitor principle, you can see this is in teaching easy journey to other planets. Actually, Prabhupada is explaining the 18 items of knowledge. Actually, you see here 20 items, the door principles of bhakti, rather not 20 items of NOD. So here you can see. Where is that? Maybe the highlighted portion is there. Yeah, here. So here is the word monitor. He must not take unlimited disciples. Right? This means that a candidate who has successfully followed the first 12 items can also become spiritual master himself, just as the students become a monitor in a class while limited number of disciples. Right? So he's telling the 10 principles actually. What is Adav Guru Pada Shreya, Vishrambena Gurur Seva, Sadhu Vartmanu Vartanam, and all that he is explaining. See, places intelligent question to Guru in order to clear his path of uncertainties. This is Saddharma Pricha. And follow Sadhu Vartmanu Vartanam. So Guru Sadhu Shastra, not just Guru. Guru Sadhu Shastra. The Parampara. Then this is this bona fide spiritual master who is fully cognizant of method of spiritual science. So you see, this is a perfected Guru. Fully cognizant of method of spiritual science, learned in the spiritual scriptures such as Bhagavad Gita, Vedanta Sutra, Srimad Bhagavatam, Upanishad, and who is also realized soul, who has made a tangible connection with the Supreme Lord, is a transparent medium by which willing candidate is led on the path of Vaikuntha. Can you see so clearly? There is a tangible connection with Krishna. So it is not just some sadhaka here. Tangible connection means just as tangibly we can relish the sweet, right? Tangible means through 5 knowledge acquiring senses. And he is a transparent medium. He is a realized soul. So this is Guru. So that reverse that. So such people should be called as Shiksha Gurus. And I know 2 of the current great spiritual masters. I can name them also, Param Pujya Jayapatak Swami Maharaj and earlier Param Pujya Gopal Krishna Maharaj. They both would say that anytime you are accepting anyone as Shiksha Guru, first you ask me. I will tell you who is who. In the sense that I will tell you who you can accept. Right? Because they know who is who. You can't accept anyone. You can see, this is not minimizing the position of our guides, rather securing their position in our heart. So we should respect, we should obey, we should try to please our superiors and authorities, counselors, mentors, etc. But if they are not perfected, they should be respected like that. And higher respect is for the gurus, which are Shiksha Gurus and Diksha Gurus. So this is Srila Prabhupada. How clear he is. There is no whatsoever ambiguity. So such person can have. The spiritual master must be satisfied in all respects because simply by his good wishes, a candidate can make wonderful progress. My Lord, can you think? See, simply by wishing good, the candidate can make progress. This is his power. So this is a perfected soul. Only perfected soul can do that.
No, I have a short question here. So, our spiritual master is quite a distance away. So we can still get his good wishes with such a distance by rendering our service at our local center.
Yes, why not? Because the relationship with such perfected spiritual masters is not limited by time and place. Because they have ability to know what you are doing, how you are doing. why you are doing. And they can connect us with the Lord. So that is their power. We may not be able to see that, and surely every one of us or everyone one should be eager for Vapu. Vapu is never to be neglected, but that doesn't minimize the Vani. So, and I remember, Prabhu, since you are asking, one of our brahmacharis was with tears in his eyes. In 2019, there was a brahmachari gathering of senior brahmacharis in GV. And in tears in his eyes, he was elaborating the same question, actually, in a very genuine way. And then Parampuja Radhanand Maharaj answered him for next 15 to 20 minutes. And he said, he smiled and he said, I understood what you are asking. Still, he allowed him to speak more. And then Maharaj started answering. And his word was, Vani is perfectly sufficient. That was one of his words. So I will try to share that with you because these are words directly coming from him only and for the same question. And I try to see that repetitively because, and you know what happened after his description? Then other Damodar Prabhu said, Maharaj, any more questions? He just asked the audience. Maharaj became little grave. Maharaj said, no more questions. If they have questions on what I said just now, please ask. Anyone has any question about what I said just now? With great gravity, he said. And he's looked at all the devotees. No one asked any question. He said, today we'll pause here. Let it sink what I have said. Let it sink in. So that is the case, Prabhu. So how much actually, so this relationship is completely on spiritual platform. And there can be reciprocation when we are trying to stick to the orders of them, which are coming from the Vani, right? So that is what I can say, Prabhu. And I will try to share with you that whole thing, the answer also, right? Because it's a very important thing to live, to exist, and to progress, right? And the same thing is going to continue actually. And we have to learn to live. Every one of us, whosoever is spiritual master, whosoever is disciple, we have to learn to live with the instructions. The Vapu is meant for coming to this position that we live with the Vani, and that is sufficient. So it's very important thing to live on that. Because they have that. See, their good wishes, once, since you have asked, I will say that when Maharaj went into Jagannath Puri temple, or I think Tirupati, he was intensely praying. So he said that I was praying for all of you, you know. So when they take responsibility of anyone, they are very serious about it. Of every person they take actually. Now, since you have asked one question, I will say something which is little confidential, which was shared in this about Parampuja Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj, right? By Parampuja Haldar Swami Maharaj. So, when some disciple, he was very close follower, but he was trying to go in the wrong direction in dealing with some opposite sex. So, Maharaj understood and told him that actually get married and continue your service. I am not going to reject you for that. But he didn't choose that actually. And eventually he had a great challenge in the sense of even great souls like Parampuja Gopal Krishna Maharaj and others would try to convince him. And Maharaj said that I also tried to convince him, but he was not getting convinced. Parampuja Haldar Maharaj. And then what Maharaj said, because he is translating the diaries of Maharaj now, right? So that day when Maharaj told thrice, Parampuja Gaur Govind Maharaj told thrice to that devotee that don't do like this, you get married and continue your service. But he was not following. That night, Maharaj wrote in his diary to Krishna that, my dear Krishna, I am, what is the word he used? I am rejecting the I am rejecting responsibility of this personality. Now you take care of him. because he is not following what I am trying to say. This was written on that very day to Gopal. You remember Rishikumar Prabhu? You were also there. So Maharaj, Paramapuja Aldar Maharaj was saying that I spoke to that person. Paramapuja Gopal Krishna Maharaj spoke to try to convince him. But he was not getting convinced. Why? Because Guru's well wishes are not there. Means well wishes in terms of personal responsibility of him to be delivered. He will have relationship, he will have compassion, he will have encouragement. All that will be there. But responsibility of deliverance won't be there. Because he is not able to follow what I am saying. My dear Gopal, you take care of him now. This was written by Paramapuja Gaur Govind Maharaj. So actually this relationship is very deep, and very profound, and it's all there in Shastra. And they all live, they all breathe principles of Shastra, right? So we have to understand and we have to just follow that, try to follow, because it's difficult to follow actually. So we should try. That's the way. So that way, Prabhu, the good wishes are very powerful. Good wishes of such person, nothing like that. But Krishna takes them very seriously, right? That's why they are power. So these are few thoughts, Prabhu, which I am trying to follow. So pray. So Rishikumar Prabhu, you have raised hand, that is earlier, or you want to add something?
If you allow, Prabhu, can I speak for 2 minutes?
That's why I'm asking.
Maybe a correction to Ramkrishna Prabhu's question. So 2-3 things I wanted to just say out. These are in context with all the things whatever we have discussed for last year. Regarding this, position connection with Krishna. So I met one devotee, Bhuvaneshwar, and he told once we went to a village, and then Gurudev was giving program. Gurudev means Govind Maharaj, and he was so in deep kirtan. After the kirtan, he was giving class, and he said, "Are you ready? Are you ready to go to Vaikuntha from here? Now, I can post you to Vaikuntha. From here, you can go to Vaikuntha. Now, how many of you want to go? Huh? You." Like this, Maharaj was saying, he was saying that he was so confidently, now I can send you to Vaikuntha. Now. He said 3 times this thing. So he was such a capable person actually. He said, now I can give you Vaikuntha. How many of you want to go? And then, you're all new that time. So no one raised hand. He said,
You were personally there?
no. See, I never saw Govind Maharaj in my life.
Oh, I'm sorry because you said, but you heard it. Amazing.
He told like that. So I heard Gurudev, we went to that village. I was
If Rishi Kumar Prabhu would have been there at that time, we would not been with us right now. We would have been Vaikuntha.
That is my misfortune. I never saw that great personality. That is my misfortune.
No, but we are associating with him right now because he's available right now by remembering him, by his teachings, by his statements.
Yes.
Second thing, I heard of Rajabihari Prabhu one class, one small lecture is there. If you want to say maybe question answer, 11 minutes this thing, I will share with you also, Ramkishore Prabhu. So Rajabihari Prabhu, very old video. It's maybe when he was a senior brahmachari that time also, but maybe 10 years old video. He's asking to Maharaj, in the heart of the heart, every disciple has this question that whether our Guru is pleased with our service or not. And how do we know that? Should we ask the Guru or should we get an to send approval that yes, I'm. So then Maharaj was knowing that he's our disciple. Maharaj said, what is your service? So then he said, I'm actually doing some translation work and preaching work. Maharaj said, I can tell you, Srila Prabhupada is very happy with your service. And Maharaj said, I'm also happy. Then Maharaj gave the principle. Maharaj said, actually, if you abide by the orders of Guru and take it in mood and just follow it, you will get an internal feelings that you're pleasing your Guru and Vaishnavas and Parampara. No need to get a confirmation every time. And this is how you are connected to Guru. This is
I heard that. That's very nice clipping. You can share it, but it's very...
And third thing, this is practical. I heard from Aldar Maharaj. I'm trying to do this actually with Maharaj and other devotees. Maharaj said, if you want to have loving connection with your Guru, best is associate with someone who has taken a very nice association of Guru, or has heard from Guru, or has served Guru, or is abiding
very closely serving Guru. Yes. Haribol, I think I have lost you or we have lost
No,
you.
no, I think yes.
Yeah,
Ah,
I
Well,
think
come back.
there may be internet connection, Prabhu. I don't know.
Yes, yes, yes.
So he did you hear, Prabhu, what I said?
we missed out 1 minute.
Yeah. So I was
Last
saying,
third point.
yeah. So the Haldar Maharaj third point, he said that the best way to associate or develop love towards Guru is to associate or serve, to associate with those who are associated with Guru, or serve the Guru, or is understood the mood of Guru and avoiding the moods of Guru. Just associate with him and hear from him about Guru. This is also a very practical way, he said, to associate with Guru.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. And I want to add one more thing in the third point,
Yes.
which Hazar Maharaj told personally to me when I asked
Yeah.
him, is that this applies to the disciple of other Guru also. Means if anyone who has Guru Bhakti, is if you associate with him, you will develop love for your Guru. And I have experienced that in association of Param Puja Haldar Swami Maharaj. So that is the power because it's a principle of parampara, na? So anyone who is following, it is contagious, right? So it can be within the circle of the disciples of same Guru or someone who has love for his Guru. If you hear him, you will develop affection, love, reverence for your Guru, right? So that's the amazing process. And Parampuja Haldar Maharaj is a very special personality in this Guru because he is really very, he was the one of the younger disciples of Maharaj, but he is such a revered and respected, and even Radheshampu likes him like anything.
I think, Prabhu, you have received that book, Guru Tattva, which is
Yeah,
by
yeah, here it is. There is my front only. This one.
many devotees are now
I
using
read 20%, 30% I read. So
this
yes,
compiled from his lectures actually.
yes, I think so. Yes, bro. So it's 4:43. So we'll just, I'm sorry to bring back now. We have not begun the prayer, so we'll just cover these verses till there. 4:44 already.
Prabhu, if you are going to start, then can we start from next time? Just a request.
No, prayers are quite ahead, Prabhu.
Okay.
So maybe 15, 16 verse at least. We'll finish the Lord's talk at least. Because 16th verse is the last verse he's speaking. So Lord's talk is over. So there is not much discussion here. So 15th verse we read already? No. I think we read. No, we have not read. So Evam Dvijag, I think I recited the verse or I began to recite, I think. So yes, you can read the translation, any one of you.
Anyone, Prabhu? Prabhu, next one.
Yeah, who would like to read just two more verses?
Wait, then I will read. Lord Vishnu continue, my dear King Prithu, if you continue to protect the citizens according to the instructions of the learned Brahmana authorities, as they are received by the disciplic succession by hearing from master to disciple, and if you follow the religious principle laid down by them without attachment to ideas manufactured by mental concatenation, then everyone of your citizen will be happy and will love you, and very soon you will be able to see such already liberated personalities as the four Kumaras, Sanaka, Sanatana, Sananda, and Sanat Kumara.
Yeah, so he is telling again, what should be your focus? Evam Dvijagra Anumanta Anuvritta. Dvija Argya means the best of the foremost of the Brahmanas, approved by them, received in disciplic succession. That you follow. You live according to guidance given by exalted Brahmanas. Like receiving in parampara through hearing. You just follow, then everyone will love you. And you will have association of great souls like four Kumaras. So here Prabhupada just emphasizing the same thing, Varnashrama, which we have discussed. So here Prabhupada tells it's very difficult to follow Varnashram because topsy-turvy. The only method is bhakti, right? So Krishna consciousness can be followed by everyone. Last part. In other words, the charge required in the change in consciousness is not the body. What is that? So this is the last one. Simply has to hear from the perfect source. So that is where, yeah, here it is. Yeah, please. No, not this. Yeah, here, this is what I am reading. This is nothing but jnane prayasamudapasya namanta eva jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiyavar. One simply has to hear from perfect source and follow the principle of practical application of life. Thus, one can attain the highest perfection of life. So, in other words, change is required is change in consciousness, not the body. Why we do things is important. Unfortunately, in this fallen age, people are concerned with the body, not with the soul. They have invented so many isms pertaining to body and the soul. So you don't get bogged up by the ideas of current world. Follow the Guru Sadhu Shastra coming in parampara. Just follow that blindly, you follow. And then you will be loved by everyone. And but in modern age, so he tells every day new law comes and they cannot give happiness to citizens. There is combination of fools and rascals and Shudras cannot bring out peace and prosperity in this world. So Prabhupada is very heavily writing. So see this. Therefore we find periodic upheavals. So this is all because of wrong system. So this is the last verse he is telling. Varam chamatkanchanamanavendra runishvate ham gunashilayantritaha naham makhairvai visulavas tapobhir yoge navayat sama chitta vritti. Yes, Prabhu. Please read last verse.
Hare Krishna. My dear king, I am very captivated by your elevated qualities and excellent behavior, and thus I am very favorable inclined towards you. You may therefore ask from me any benediction you like. One who does not possess elevated qualities and behavior cannot possibly achieve my favor simply by performance of sacrifices, severe austerities, or the mystic yoga, but I am always remain equipoised in the heart of one who is always equipoised in all circumstances.
Yeah. So in essence, what he is saying here, so this is the time when she is saying, my dear Puthu Maharaj, I am very pleased with you, rather I am controlled by your good behavior. Guna Shila Yantritaha. So see, the earlier lecture was meant for Indra. And now this is personal pleasure of Lord to Prithu. He's saying, you ask any benediction, my dear Manavendra, and I am controlled by your good qualities. Guna, Shila, Yantritaha. So this is a very good word for the Lord. So Lord who is captivated by good qualities and excellent behavior. This is the supreme law. So I am controlled like that, but I am not controlled by people who do, the yagyas like Daksha and all that. I may appear to say I am pleased with you, Daksha, but I am not pleased actually. But here I am pleased with you. And okay, those who follow Vedic, I am neutral to them. That is the next line. Yoger Nava Yat Samachittavarti. I am Samachittavarti for those who are non-devotees or mixed devotees. But for pure devotees, I am controlled by them. That is first two lines, next two lines. So that's what Prabhupada explains in the purport actually. Very nicely. Just two statements. He is pleased by elevated character and behavior, but this cannot develop unless one becomes a pure devotee of Lord. Anyone who has developed unalloyed, unflinching devotional service unto Lord develops his original good qualities of soul. And then Prabhupada enlists these qualities actually. Kripalu, Akrutadroha, Satyasara, Sama, etc. So, but the Lord openly says that performing great sacrifices or undergoing austerities of mystic yoga cannot satisfy him. Right? But Lord Vishnu was pleased with Maharaj Prithu's good character and behavior. So this is like 12.8 to 12. No, yeah, 12.9 to 20. But Lord is pleased with the qualities. But the qualities manifest on spiritual platform by cultivation of pure devotional service. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchan. That's what Prabhupada is concluding here. So thank you all very much for your kind attention and participation. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we will go to the
Very
prayers.
grateful to you, Samarpan Gopa.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Educating us.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your participation, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And I will send those three things which you told, Prabhu. Ramkishore Prabhu. That
Yes,
yesterday, this Radha Gopinath's Prabhu's thing and the slides. And today, what I said also, I'll send.
I have already sent the videos to both of you. To WhatsApp.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. That Vrajvihari Prabhu's
Thank you.
question, I remember. Very nice. That is very inspiring. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rishi Kumar Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you.